and welcome to episode 123 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning, sometimes. And today we are covering the 2016 release of the animated feature Batman, The Killing Joke. Okay, guess I'll get the credits out of the way. This movie was directed by Sam Liu, written by Brian Azzarello. I actually know this guy. He apparently wrote a comic book that I read called 100 Bullets.
He's done a lot of comic. I'm looking at his IMDb. Nothing but comic movies. Batman, Red Bad Blood. Batman vs. Robin. Batman, Return of the Caped Crusaders. Justice League Dark. Batman Hush. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Young Justice. We got Ben 10. Sorry.
I'm a little disappointed that I realized he's behind some of this writing because...
Wonder Woman, Bad Bloods. The Death and Return of Superman, man.
Anyway, this is
not our first time seeing but we're the Batman TV series. This is our first time seeing him. Batman. He did Batman Year One.
And he did Batman Bad Blood, which we already also did.
Did we do that one?
Yes.
He did All-Star Superman.
Can I continue?
He also did Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. Man, this guy. Yeah, this guy. He did Public Enemies. I gave that a 2.
Yeah.
He did Batman vs. Dracula. Oh.
Yeah, he's hit and miss is being generous, but
yes. He's on a lot of TV series too. He's done nothing but animation. I'm proud of this guy. Long career. I'm proud of him. But yeah.
Anyway, this movie was produced by Bruce Timm, Alan Burnett, and Sam Register.
Bruce Timm. That's a name, right?
Yeah, he's behind the Batman and Superman animated series universe. He's the reason we get a fucking scene in this movie that is disgusting.
Oh, the best scene, right? I know what you're talking about. The rooftop scene?
Yeah, the rooftop scene.
Oh, it's the best scene. It makes the movie, TJ. Come on. I didn't close my eyes and I didn't really see that. I didn't feel that way at all.
Okay.
Why does that scene exist?
I won't get into it.
Is this New 52? Who's that for then?
No, I know why it's in there. We'll get into it. We've actually already covered it.
I never talked about it. I was like,
we'll get into it. There's a lot to get into with this movie.
It's so gross.
This movie stars, unfortunately, a great cast.
I thought the same thing when I was hearing his voices. Like, he got some good people for this schlock of a film.
We have Kevin Conroy as he's Batman. Let's be real. We got Mark Hamill as Joker. He's Joker. He's always been Joker. We got Tara Strong as Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. We have Ray Weisz as James Gordon. We have Robert Akin Downs as Harvey Bullock. John DiMaggio as Carlos Francisco. Brian George as Alfred. J.P. Carliac?
I got cardiac disease. Sorry, that's mean. That's mean to this guy.
I don't know. Got me. Andrew Kishino as Murray. Nolan North, prolific voice actor, as Mitch. Maury Sterling as Perry Francisco, Paris, France. Fred Tatasciore? Tatasciore.
He looks like Penn from Penn and Teller.
We have Bruce Timm.
Looks like the tall one from Penn and Teller.
We have Bruce Timm as a patrolman. Anna Facino as Jeannie. Corey Walgren as a call girl, and so I guess that's Carrie, not Corey. And then Rick D. Wasserman as Saul Maroni.
Great cast.
Yeah, it is a great
lot
cast.
Of faces and names we've seen before. This is great.
I'm gonna do the behind the scenes stuff first, since there's not a lot to it. So this movie was originally in production back in when Watchmen was about to come out.
I can tell.
But it was actually delayed because of how poorly Watchmen did, and it was kind of put on hold until Mark Hamill put out a tweet, said he would do Joker and The Killing Joke because he had retired as Joker, but he said he would come back for it. So there was a fan thing. Fans were petitioning for it. And then they started production on it, and they were like, so Mark Hamill got involved, and then Kevin Conroy's like, of course I'd do it. All they have to do is call me, and then from there everything kind of took off.
Do you think? I'm sorry, but do you think, let's say one of these guys, or a William Shatner kind of guy, he became famous for just not being the guy who played that character. Do you think he would get tired of that?
I mean, people get tired of it all the time. That's why they stop being those roles and don't want to be typecast and decide to do.
I know, but it's a consistent paycheck. So how do you think you'd be the guy who'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna lean into this?
Oh, do you think I would?
Yes, to you,
Oh no,
TJ.
I would play a role forever.
Oh, okay. So you could always be like the Joker. I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
that guy.
no, I'll be him forever. However you want me to come back,
Okay.
yeah, I would have no qualms with it because I'm all
Oh,
about canon.
that's fair. Well, okay. What about like the fans and interactions? They're like, could you go to Comic Cons and be like, yeah, I'll sign your shit, guys? Or do like,
Yeah,
where
why
do you
not?
think your level of like giving a shit would stop?
I mean, I wouldn't want to go to those things because I just don't like doing things like that. But if
That's
I'm
fair.
there, I would be, cordial and sign things and do things like that.
Okay. Okay.
I would not be hesitant to talk to somebody or anything like that who was a fan of anything that I did.
Oh, really? And they would just go down the rabbit hole of like fan fiction, like, oh, I thought the character did this, so you could have the conversation. You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of why you create things, you know?
Yeah, I think I'd be one of the guys who'd be like, I've done this for 5 years. I'm kind of like over it. I would try not to hate the people for liking it because I definitely understand. Like, yeah, I get what you like. It's a great character. It's great stories. Like, I'm tired of it.
Well, yeah, I also understand the fact that if I'm in that position, I'm only in position because of the people who like my stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, most definitely.
I would always be most appreciative of the people who enjoy my stuff.
That's fair.
Anyway,
Yes.
this is the first R-rated animated feature from DC. What? You sighed there.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's like this is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's the only one that could have broken that thing, though, because this couldn't be anything other than an R.
No, I get why it's an R, but it's like this had to be the one to break it. Like, no wonder they don't make R movies. Like, this is. I guess I'll say my feelings. I don't like this movie. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. Let's just say that. That's sad.
I don't like this movie either, but once it gets to a certain point in the movie, it's fine.
I never had that point. I get that. I never had that point in the movie.
Well, it's really hard to get past those first 30 minutes. It's really hard to come down.
It's not even that. Actually, I wasn't upset with the first 30 minutes. Like, I didn't mind that. It's just the movie was just the whole time. There was never a moment like, this is prolific. This is good. I was like,
It doesn't.
I was just bored throughout the whole thing.
It doesn't translate well to the movie. It definitely doesn't. Like, the story itself, like I said, it's not even a long graphic novel. You can get through it in like 20 minutes. So it's
I feel the movie itself is trying to convey something and like really hit hard and like send like isn't it effed up we did these things and it's not it never hits. I guess it's like it's the Joker doing Joker shit.
No, this was at a time where
yes,
this came out in like the late 80s where everything was grimdark. So it wasn't trying to say anything. It was just kind of the tone of the time.
See, and I feel that's why is it so popular then?
Oh, because of the Joker stuff.
What Joker stuff? Like
the whole story is about the Joker. What do you mean?
No, I know. Like, what part about the Joker shit makes it like, oh, this is a good story, guys? Because not once that I feel like this is going to stick with me.
This is like the Joker's let loose essentially storyline. Like, this is one of the darkest things he's ever done. This is like him completely let off of the
what's
leash,
dark? I've seen him doing darker. That's my thing. Like you said one time, he threw a baby at someone. He shot and killed someone. Was it this thing? I think he threw the baby at somebody and then he shot and killed the person called the baby or something.
You're also misinterpreting things. This is the first time the Joker's really done anything like this.
So for the 80s, it's revolutionary.
Kind of, if you get what I'm saying.
For 2016, this is nothing. Like this is like okay.
It's also iconic. It's also iconic in the fact that what it does to Barbara Gordon and his relationship and Joker's relationships to the Gordons and pretty much his whole modus operandi for how he does things.
I think if because they changed things in this movie compared to the comics, right?
They changed things. They added a lot of crap.
Yeah, so if you're gonna do that, at least add more stuff to make it more grandiose and like, wow, he did that. Not once I feel like, wow, he did that. I'm like, okay, so Joker just shot someone in the belly. Oh, he's breaking someone's mind. He's breaking the guy's mind. Okay, is that the Joker?
I think you're downplaying. I think you're downplaying. I think you may be a little desensitized, honestly. Because
that's what it is. Like by 2016, by the time I record, like by 20, so like I've seen him do so much heinous, crazy shit. Even in our reviews, like he has broken Batman's Robin at that time. Remember? That's That's the Joker. Like that's like wow.
He's done
So
what?
getting into this is like
What did he
okay.
do?
Remember
What did
where he
do?
got he's kidnapped the kid and made a little Joker? That's fucked up. Like so seeing that is like wow, and then seeing this is like.
But here's the
Okay.
thing: you're found you're like he shoots and paralyzes a woman,
Okay.
and then
So
he kidnaps. So
he has
You
done
realize
so much
you-
worse. He has done so much worse as the Joker. It's like
he not only
he
did
paralyzed someone. Who cares?
not only did he kidnap and paralyze the man's daughter, then he shows naked pictures of her on the ground as. Well, you know what? I don't want to get into it because there's a lot of history.
I know.
There's a
I
lot
know.
of
Trust me. I was just saying for a 2016 Joker telling, if they're going to add shit to make him more menacing, they should have added some like, oh, this guy is off his fucking rocker. Like they should have done like crazy.
I kind of disagree with you. I think this is
it's tame. It was boring and tame. Like this is the Killing Joke, huh, guys?
This is kind of this is wow. This is kind of callous of you, honestly.
I know.
This is like
because. This has been on my list for forever, and people have overhyped this fucking story since day one of me hearing about this thing. So I'm thinking,
it is.
Wow,
it is definitely overhyped.
Yes. So then going into it, like, oh, this is all he does? Like, I seeing the TV show, him doing a laughing gas on people and seeing them twisting and contorting and dying with a smile on their face, that's darker than paralyzing someone, right? And then taking lewd photos, like, that's... Like,
no, see, I actually disagree because all those things he's doing, he's killing people. They're done. Barbara's got to live with this for the rest of her life.
So? And then because I know, like in the Batman verse.
So? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Are you like why would I give a? Because you know why I don't care. In the Batman verse, Batman's Bruce Wayne dumbass will make her robotic legs or some bullshit like you can walk now, Barbara. Like okay. Oh, she
was paralyzed for 40 years.
Okay. I know there's plenty of people who are paralyzed in life. That's what life is sometimes. You get paralyzed.
It's just like this is a thing that happens to it. It's just like you're dead, you're gone. You know what I mean? There's nothing more. This is something that he's got to live with.
Oh, you're paralyzed. Boo-hoo. Like,
my God.
There's worse things that he could have done to her.
Are you hearing yourself right now?
You're fucking paralyzed. There's veterans who got paralyzed every day. And this doesn't mean I'm downloading paralyzed. I don't want to be paralyzed.
You are downplaying it. You're saying it doesn't matter. It's not psychologically damaging to a person that she just opened her door and she gets shot by a person and now she's paralyzed for the rest of her life? Are you telling me that's not it's something that's, that's nothing?
For how overhyped this movie is, that's nothing.
Because I don't know why.
He could have defigured her. He could have really ruined her skin, destroyed her hair follicles. He could have done so much heinous shit to her.
Because the figuring is not that is worse. God forbid she looks ugly, and now she can't. That's worse than not being able to walk. It depends on what she values like that. If she values her looks, then yeah, sure. But like he could have blinded her. He could have cut her tongue out, made her a mute. Popped her eardrums, made her deaf. He could have done so much horrific shit to her. You need to.
Oh, I shot her in the belly and paralyzed her. Isn't that crazy?
You need to back up a little bit and realize what you're saying here, because you are like downplaying something so traumatic here for what? Because
that's just traumatic.
Because you're disappointed that it was overhyped. Yes. I don't know why you were so overhyped by this. I was telling you for months this movie is garbage.
I know, but I still went in like, okay, it could be somewhat something. Like she could have been impregnated by Bruce's baby. He could have shot and killed out by accident. Like, oh, this has been better. Like that could have been a little twist they could have added. They could have added so much shit to this that they wanted.
You are knocking a story that, like a prolific story from the 80s that kind of jump started who the Joker even is.
I know, yeah.
These days.
Because there's a 2016 telling of it, and they're going to change things.
I'm not defending this. I'm not defending this movie. This movie is garbage. But the original story, in of itself, I think has its problems. But I think it's prolific for a reason.
Sure. If it was the 80s and I was reading it for the first time, sure, I would agree. I'm sorry. I'm watching a 2016 retelling of this 80s story. I don't know. Cut her hand off or something.
How is that different than paralyzation?
Because getting shot in the belly and paralyzed. You just know the Batman's. You can walk now.
But he didn't for like 40 years.
Maybe. Who the knows? I don't. Oh.
But like I'm just saying, for up until the New 52, where they actually did do that, where the New 52 garbage is garbage. That's
shocker.
Yeah. But up until that point, she never walked again. She became Oracle instead, and and was never able to become Batgirl again.
What the hell's Oracle?
Oracle she's essentially behind a computer running things from the tower. Like,
So she's still doing her thing, but she's not on the road. She's not out there in the field, but she's still doing her thing.
yeah, because
So
she's
who
super
cares?
smart.
Like, she's still doing her thing. So what? That's great. That's even if anything, he's empowering her to be better now. Oh, you took my legs away, bad Joker, but guess what? I'm still better than ever.
You
Like,
really should let me get into the backstories, because of all the things you're saying. It's making you sound like all the things that you're saying is making you sound like a real dick.
I'm a dick. You know what else he could have done? He could have just broke her down instead of breaking Gordon.
Well, here's the problem with that. This is a whole problem with the story.
Yeah.
Harry, that I want to get into when I get into the freaking story.
Okay. But there's just so much more he could have done to her instead of just shooting her in the belly.
That's one of the problems with the story. The story is not about her.
I know.
And that's what they tried to do in the first 30 minutes of this movie, which they failed to fucking do completely.
Actually, I enjoyed the first 30 minutes. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's finish this whole preamble, behind the scenes, other
I
shit.
can't believe you just said you enjoyed this first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes is garbage.
I think it's like not the better part of the movie, but like because behind this, the Joker's origin shit, don't care. Oh, your wife got in an accident and died, and she was pregnant. And like, oh, I don't care, Joker. You had
you kind of missed the whole point of that too, but okay.
Well, we'll talk about it. I guess it was like I just didn't give a shit. Again, it's overhyped. It was like I don't care.
Like I said, I don't know why you're overhyped for a movie that I told you was bad.
Because everyone else in the world has said because Batman the killing joke. What's the killing joke in the fucking movie? What's the like ha 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 part like, or like the wow? Like where's that, guys? I'm still waiting. Where's the like holy shit? I saw 7. That's a movie right there, guys. If you would have cut Barbara's head off and gave it to Gordon, like wow, holy shit.
Again, that came out in what, the 90s?
Yeah,
probably inspired by this.
That's cool. And then this movie could have been inspired by the 7 movie. That's all I'm saying.
Well, then it wouldn't be the Killing Joke.
You're right, but it better been a better movie. Anyways, behind the scenes stuff.
It's really infuriating me that you're knocking the good parts of this movie and you're defending the bad parts of this movie.
What's the good part about this movie?
I don't think you watched this movie closely. That's what I'm sounding like. That's what it sounded like to me. Hey, it sounds like you were so angry that it's not up to your standards of how dark the Joker is.
I was just bored. Like, this is the movie? I was like, okay. I'm glad it's an hour 16 because god damn, this movie is like nothing. We'll get into it more, I guess, but let's finish this preamble shit. I didn't want this to be a long review. Of course, it's Batman and the Joker shit, so it must be. We have to see differently. I might give it a good rating still. You okay, TJ?
I'm actually scanning through the behind the scenes stuff because I forget there was something else I wanted to talk about behind the scenes, but I literally can't find it.
Well, this episode I did say it was rated
Capri-Sun. I did say it was rated R, right?
That's what spiraled me. Like, this is the R movie, huh?
Well, this movie's got a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes, and everybody everybody kind of hated it. All the critics stating that the first part of this movie was garbage.
Maybe I don't see, like, it's not terrible, the first 30.
You know what?
I think it's like...
No, I just don't think you have the context for it, really.
But I don't think I should need context for, like, just... Because remember, I'm the guy just watching the movie, so I'm just judging the movie. I don't care about the history of Batman or the 1980s comic. So just seeing this movie, like...
But the first 30 minutes are bad. They're completely garbage.
Why?
Again, I want to get into it when we get into the movies. We're not there yet. We still got like 20 minutes of preamble to get through.
I know. And there's things I don't like about the first. I'm not saying the first 30 minutes are gold, but I don't think like those are the part. That's the part I was like, okay, it's a movie so far. I'm sitting through this.
The writing is so bad.
What?
The writing in it is so bad. How do you not see how bad the writing is in it?
It's cliched. It's very like turn your brain off because it's cliched as shit. Like, okay, I'm cool for this.
Cliched, and that's not cliched. It's garbage.
What's garbage about? Hold on, we're doing it. Let's do this preamble. Any other behind the scenes, TJ? Well, you and your cousins reviewed this. How'd you guys? Did you guys all like feel the same way?
Yeah, we actually liked the comic. There was issues with the comic itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I really think it's because you watched it in this format that you would hate the story so much.
Yes.
I mean, because I think the Killing Joke, I guess the book itself's only like 40 pages. It's an in and out story. There's not a lot of dialogue in it, really. So you can read through it and pretty quickly and be like, oh, that was, a story.
Yes. I don't know how I feel about the story, honestly, after watching this movie.
All right. So this movie. Oh, that was the other thing. Okay, so people were actually kind of excited for when this movie came out.
I remember.
So excited that they actually aired it in theaters for like a day or something like that.
Yes.
Which gave it a box office that we usually don't have with these animated things. So it had a $3.5 million budget.
Damn.
This is a big story. This is I want to say one of the two most prolific Batman stories ever. This and the garbage Dark Knight Returns.
Oh wait, so I can't have issues with this, but you can have issues with Dark Knight Returns. Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
You're right, I'm wrong. Yeah, I know.
No, here's the thing. I hate the Dark Knight Returns at its core. Like, I hated the comic book, I hated the movie, and I hate the writer.
Yes.
Whereas this, I actually think the core of this story is good, and I think they've ruined it with the movie.
Probably.
That's my whole issue with this one, and I just don't think you have the context for it. Like, I understand you can't judge it anything based on the movie, but I'm just found to understand the parts that you're tending to hate over the things that I think is garbage.
This could have been better. I saw a lot of potential while I was watching. Like this.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that because I hate this movie. I think this movie is bad. Anyway, this movie had a $3.5 million budget. It had a $4.4 million box office, but it ended up with $8.6 million with all its domestic home sales and stuff like that, making it, I think, the highest animated movie we've covered.
Probably. That's almost $10 million. That's a lot of money for an animated movie.
Yeah. With that, do a box office.
The box office for 2016, we're doing 190. I don't think we did before, but did. Suck an egg, people. At 100, we have a movie called Quo Vado. I can't speak all languages. It's a movie that made to $75 million. It's about Chico was born into privilege in a small Italian town. That's Italian, I said. Quo space VADO. Small Italian town with a guaranteed job as a public servant. With a new reformist government vows to cut down on bureaucracy, Chico was forced to accept worsening conditions. Oh, must be a comedy.
No idea.
No, neither do I. At 99 with $76 million, we have Kubo and the Two Strings.
Kubo and the Two Strings?
Yes, it's animated, I think stop motion.
Is it a dog with a guitar?
No, it's a monkey, I think, actually. A young boy named Kubo must locate a magical suit of armor worn by his late father in order to defeat a vengeful spirit from the past. I think he's got like accompanied by a monkey. I don't know. I heard it's really good. It's supposed to be really good.
I was about to say, it didn't sound too bad.
No, yeah, it's on my list. At 98, we have Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Oh, with $77 million.
Oh, barely they need wedding dates.
Yeah, it's a raunchy comedy.
I figured.
Yeah, two guys need wedding dates for a family thing, and they pick up like two very promiscuous women. At 97 with $77.9 million, we have Shin Godzilla.
Is that a Japanese Godzilla movie?
I think so. Japan is plunged into chaos upon the appearance of a giant monster.
Is it animated?
It's live action.
Oh.
They do have some animated ones, or at least a while ago they did on Netflix that were supposed to be good. Never saw them, but
I don't like giant monsters.
Oh, that's right. You're a punk. You like bad Batman stories. At number 96 with $78 million, we have a movie called The Boss. And it's about a titan of industry. That's how you say that, huh? A titan of industry. I never said that out loud before. Yeah. A titan of industry is sent to prison after she's caught insider trading. Of course, the female doing it. When she emerges ready to rebrand
Well, she was
herself.
a guy, she wouldn't have went to jail.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you get the minority or the female to go back to prison. See, guys, we punish the billionaires. Mm-hmm. When she emerges ready to rebrand herself as America's latest sweetheart, not everyone she screwed over is so quick to forgive and forget. Okay.
Sounds boring.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It sounds like it could be good, but you know how Hollywood is. Like, that's not going to be fun to watch. Manchester by the Sea at number 95 with $78 million. I think that was nominated for Best Picture that year. Yeah, I think it sounds like Casey Affleck.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yeah, one of those soap opera bullshits. At number 94 with $81 million, we have Underworld, Blood Wars.
Still making those movies.
Apparently, that must be the last one, right?
I don't know. I didn't think they made one so late.
I watched so many of them, and I really enjoy those movies because they're just
so bad.
They are. They're just popcorn, dumb, stupid movies. I don't need a description on that.
They're like
all the same.
cheesy Blade films.
Yes, but a little bit more edgier, right, guys? Man, we were promised a new one.
I haven't seen one since the first one, so.
Well, we've seen them on this podcast. We've seen it, but they were promised.
Oh, Blades.
Yes, not Underworld.
I thought we were talking about.
No. I don't want no more Underworlds. But we were promised a new Blade, weren't we?
Yeah.
Don't they keep like pushing it back or something as of this recording?
Find out. Blade release date delayed to 2025
Jesus. Wow.
for troubled MCU movie.
Oh my god. Well, while TJ's doing that, at number 93 we have was that number stroke? Number 94, 93. Ouija. Origin of Evil. $81.7 million.
When you said Ouija, my something of evil, my first thought was to Waluigi.
You nerd.
I was like, Ouija, what?
They made a
And then I
Mario
realized,
spin-off?
I was like, oh, it's a Ouija board.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a horror movie. Probably jump scary. Probably stupid. I don't know. At number 92, we have Leap with $84 million. What's Leap about? An orphan girl dreams of becoming a ballerina and flees her Royal Britannian. Brittany?
It's just Black Swan.
I was just gonna say that. Brittany. Her Royal Brittany for Paris. Brittany? What the fuck's Brittany? Where she passes for someone else and exceeds to the position of pupil to the Grand Opera. Yeah, it's Black Swan. That's our original story. Number 91, we have Nerve with $85.2 million. Nerve as a high school senior finds herself immersed in an online game of truth or dare, where her every move starts to become manipulated by an anonymous community of watchers. Okay.
I'm not seeing if they lost the director in Blade. So they had to get a new director.
You see, the problem is they're probably gonna like keep it like to a formula, and like it's Blade. It should be like, it's just a vampire guy doing vampire shit with blades. Like this should be fun and kung fu-y and not bloody, but it could be bloody. But creative differences and shit.
And then of course the production was on hold because of the
COVID
actor strike.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably why it got pushed back even further, because it looks like it's in production phase, but it's not in close to done, essentially.
That makes sense. That's gonna be a bad movie then, huh? Most likely it could be good.
I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, but it's going through so much shit. I feel so bad. Finishes off at number 90 with $85.4 million. Big Fish and Begonia.
Okay.
16-year-old girl travels to the human world in the form of a dolphin and forms a connection with a human boy. Wow, that's a sentence.
Okay.
Yep, looks like it's Japanese. But that's the 2016 box office for this week. Are we done the 2016 box office yet?
No, we still got like 4 movies left.
Oh my god. And just 2 of them are actually real movies. The other 2, I gotta do this again. It looks like a Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it is, but it has the same animation style-ish a little bit.
Whatever. Anyway, is that it with the box office?
Sure.
What else?
Wow, this looks really beautiful. Wow, TJ, we should watch this. What else? You got no trailers and shit.
I do have some trailers. I got one for. Let's get the stupid ones. I got one for the DC app.
Yeah, pretty sure that's still relevant.
I have no idea. I lost my pencil.
Who the hell uses a pencil anymore?
I do. I have a whole notebook in front of me.
Who the hell uses a notebook?
I do. I also got a trailer for the season pass for all the TV shows. DC TV shows. Get the season pass. But they didn't advertise like a website or like where I'm supposed to go to get the season pass or what it is. So
it's like before HBO Max took over all that shit. It's like, hey, we can be in competition with Netflix. We got this. Stupid.
Then I also got a trailer for Batman v Superman.
Stupid.
And even the trailer made me angry.
As it should.
I was like, I hate this movie. I don't want to ever see it again. I got a trailer for Batman Bad Blood.
I don't remember how I feel.
It's the one where Dick Grayson became Batman.
I don't remember how I feel about it, TJ. Don't remember at all.
And then I got another trailer for Suicide Squad, and yet another different trailer.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait to watch this damn movie.
But this time it is just the straight Queen one.
Okay.
So.
I'm way too hyped for this movie, and it's going to let me down again. And I cannot wait.
All right. That's all I got.
Okay. Are we going to the review proper then?
Yes, let's go into the review proper. Batman Killing Joke. We open up with Batman walking into Arkham Asylum. No, where we should have started. It's where we should have started. No, we open up with a stupid voiceover from Barbara Gordon.
Oh, yeah, terrible. Cliche shit.
So the first 30 minutes were added to this movie from the actual Killing Joke movie. Everything from the story to the bad guy all made up. The bad guy's not even from the comics.
What's he from? This?
Yeah. He was created specifically for this.
So why do you
Paris
hate these first 30
France.
minutes?
Because it is trying to give Barbara Gordon context for the story. It's trying to
Okay.
fix the...
No, it's just, I would say just describe the first 30 minutes to people.
All right, so the first 30 minutes, Batgirl, it actually feels like a continuation from Batman the Animated Series, which is completely wrong, honestly. Like, even the art style throughout doesn't match the comic. It doesn't work. You really need to see the art style from the graphic novel to
Does that
feel
matter, though,
that
for a movie?
difference. It doesn't match the tone for the Killing Joke story. It makes it feel almost lighthearted, almost more lighthearted than you would because when you're reading the graphic novel, it feels more like you're reading a noir story.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like just the feel of the art and like the way the characters are drawn and stuff.
Yes.
Makes it just gives it a different feel.
Okay.
And the animated series style of it kind of makes everything feel toned down, if that makes sense.
It's very childish. It's very...
Yes. If that, you know what I mean? And even like the characters themselves feel like Batgirl feels like Batgirl right out of the animated series. Like she doesn't fit in this story.
I can agree with you on this, because that tonal difference is an issue for me, especially because you said this is the first R one. Why does it look like an animated series?
Right. It just doesn't feel right. It just feels off.
It should have that edge. It should have that, like, oh, I feel dirty right now. Especially in Gotham, I should feel kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It feels, not only does it feel clean,
Polished.
and polished, but it also feels empty.
Yes.
And it's like that's what this whole 30 minutes feels like. A clean, polished, and empty story.
Yes.
Like it's tacked on and it feels like, hey, look, we're fixing the story problems that, that we have, that the context, we're giving you context for why Barbara's here. She's not just being fridged in here. And it just fails completely in that thing. It honestly makes her feel stereotypical, makes her feel moody and make bad decisions.
Well, she's young in this, right?
It's not an excuse. She's
how old is she in this?
I honestly don't know. Don't say.
I'm getting like the Grayson like teenager vibes, and I'm pretty sure the kids in all these movies so far, Damien and all the other ones, have been not as moody, but moody too as teenagers. Like, stop telling me to do, oh man, I know what I'm doing. I'm a crime fighter. I could do it. Like, they've all had the same bullshit issue. So like, I don't think it's anything special for her, just because. Like, I think you're coming at a purist fanboy standpoint, which isn't terrible. But I feel like she's coming at... No, well, I hope she's of age, at least, because they have sex in it. So she's got to be at least 18, hopefully. College age, 20-something. Probably college, right? So 20-something, I would say.
19,
Yeah, she's a kid. Gross. That's so gross. But she's a kid. Gross. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
So,
it's gross.
Yeah. We're going to get to that.
That is disgusting. But she's a kid, so of course she's going to be acting like a kid.
Right. And I understand that.
Like, why would he have sex with her?
I don't know.
In what world would Batman do that?
He wouldn't. That's the whole problem with this.
That's so... It's just like the shit. Who's like, and they have sex. And I'm like, yeah.
I have an answer for you. I have an answer for you, but I'll get to it when we get there.
Was the guy who wrote this like dating someone younger? Like, I did it, Batman did it, so it's not that bad, guys.
No.
Scumbags.
Not at all.
It's awful.
Not at all. That's not what it is at all. And I know the reason. And like I said, I'll get to it.
Okay. That part's awful. But anyways, yeah, so she's so going back to my argument. She's a kid. So is Damien. So was all the other Robins. And they've all been moody little bitches. So it's like, I'm not gonna nitpick her moodiness over someone else's moodiness.
But that my problem isn't her moodiness. My problem is it's the same garbage writing we're getting for all these kids throughout all these movies.
Yeah, but she'll eventually have character development and growth.
Will she?
Ideally. So her starting off this way is like, okay, cool. On point with the other ones. I'm fine with this. Damien kind of had character growth. So does Dick and like they've all had somewhat character growth. So like, okay, she starts off as Ahsoka, a snot-nosed little brat I don't care about. And like later on, like, Ahsoka is a badass character.
Here's my thing. I just don't have faith in these writers.
Neither do I.
So
that's kind of laying down brickwork right now.
But it almost feels like to me like it's pandering.
How?
Because they're like, maybe not pandering's not the right word. Maybe it's like it feels like they're given an excuse for her actions in this. You know what I mean?
I don't get what you're saying, because it's like, I think it's just like it's just middle-aged men writing a teenage girl, and that's of course how they're gonna write her.
That's fair, but like I'm trying to like verbalize it. Like I have what I want to say in my head, but I'm having trouble getting the words out.
That's fine. Just say what you're thinking.
It's like her actions in this. She feels stupid.
Kid, yes.
Not rash. But the problem is with Barbara Gordon, she's not stupid. She's never been stupid. Her character is a super genius who has a perfect recall memory.
Yes.
So, like, sure, she can be rash at times, and sure, she will defy Batman a lot, and she does do that a lot. But like,
they lean into that way too hard in this movie without showing her intelligence.
Yes, they do that. And then they use that to justify the disgusting thing at the end that we're going to get into.
It felt like they wrote a girl. I don't know, this is going to sound really bad and vulgar. I don't mean it. But they wrote like a girl who's on that time of month. And to the 10th degree. Like irrational, just going with the feelings. Instead of just writing a person and a character. Like, this is how girls act, right, guys? Like, no, not really.
And they even make a joke about that through the bad guy.
Yes. So they write that character instead of like a well-written female character. So I would definitely give you that point. Yes.
And that's my whole problem. And nothing is written well. You can write Moody well, and it's just not written well here.
No, it's not. It is not.
And then, like, she's got the stereotypical gay friend.
Yep.
Why? This character doesn't exist in comics at all. I don't know why he's here.
Conclusion.
What's the point of him?
I had no issue with it. I thought to myself, of course you got a gay friend. But also, like, okay, gay friend, who cares?
I care because it's just an added pandering thing. Yep. Oh, look, he's got a gay friend, and it's garbage.
Yep.
And then the bad guy himself is a misogynist prick, and I get that's the point. But why is he here? Why are we focusing on this no-name Bobo character when she has there's a whole rogues gallery of Batman villains we could have put in here to make us at least interesting, because he's not interesting. He's just an obsessive prick.
He is. And I like that.
And they're just like, this is a parallel for the Joker. This is what Joker's going to do later. And it's like, this is not even close.
So.
And like, he's so stereotypical. All of his taunts are like, ooh, Batgirl's hot. Ooh, I'm going to sleep with a prostitute that looks like Batgirl. Yeah. Ooh, look, she's a girl, so she has to be on her period. And
again,
it's just like, ooh.
Have you met men? TJ, have you met a group of guys who sees a lady in leather, spandex, with a figure like that, and then they will not say that? Have you met a group of guys who are burly, dumb Italian, bozo bodyguard? They're going to talk like that. Like, oh man, this chick has no Batman. She got the knockers. You know what I'm saying? They're going to talk like that. So this is like all on par.
That doesn't translate to good writing. This felt like someone was horny for Batgirl.
Yes.
And I'm gonna translate my bad guy into it. That's what this felt like.
And that's exactly what it was. And that's how it happened in real life.
And it wasn't good. He's like, and his plan is stupid. Like, what is he trying to do? His plan is to take over his family's business by killing his uncle.
Yep.
And what? What then?
He's the boss now.
Is he? Because he's still hiding in shipping containers and stuff.
Yeah, he's afraid of Batman, of course.
It just felt so tacked on. It felt so lazy, and it felt like even the action in this part of it was, well, the action throughout most of it wasn't that great anyway.
No, it never is an animated movie.
It's like,
I've never been in an animated movie like, oh, that was good action. I think it's just being a fan. So from a fan, the first 30 minutes of the comic, what's the difference? Like the first, comparatively this part to the first part of the comic, what's different?
I'm not alone in this. All right, let's read some of these.
I know you're not alone, but I think it's just fanboys being, because I'm not saying this part is gold. I'm not saying it's Oscar worthy. I'm just saying it's on par of all the other shit Batman movies I've sat through. Like, this is like, okay, this is just another Batman movie so far. I have no connection to Barbara because I don't care about Barbara. This is my first time seeing her proper. It's like, okay, this is what Barbara is.
Let's read some of the reviews here.
Yeah.
This stilted retelling of the Joker's origin adds little to the iconic source material, further diminished by some questionable story additions that will have fans demanding justice for Barbara Gordon.
Oh my God.
Instead of humanizing her in the prologue, the Barbara Batgirl turned her into a cliche. The female character feigns complexity, but when given an expanded role, is only viewed through a sexual lens.
I agree.
It feels tonally jarring tacked on haphazardly to the Killing Joke.
I can agree with that if I knew the.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, I can agree with that if I knew the context of the original book. And so far, I've got like, okay, it's just Batman. Like, how's the original book start with Barbara? Like, where's her story begin in the original book?
When she gets shot.
So what's the difference then?
That's my whole point. This is not needed. None of this is needed. It's garbage. Why are we putting garbage in there if it's not needed?
Have the runtime. Simple as that. And focus on Barbara to like make her feel bad when you shoot her, I guess.
Yeah, no, but it didn't even do it well.
No, it's not done well, but it's done okay.
And then, okay, let's get to it. This is going to be. This is another critic, and we'll segue into it from here. The creep factor comes from the fact that Batgirl has such a clearly subordinate relationship to Batman.
Yeah.
He's a seasoned veteran mentor. She's the newbie pupil. Worst of all, none of this open-end act has any real bearing on the remainder of the film. No. Batgirl still comes across as a sacrificial lamb in the end. Her insipid romantic drama adds no weight to her eventual trauma. So after all of her crap that we put up with, all her moodiness and stuff like that, she's at peak with Batman saying, I'm not going to listen to you. And then they get into a little spat. She ends up on top of him, and they
Yes. I'm not defending this part because it's terrible, it's pointless, it's awful, this part. It makes no sense from his character, from his standpoint alone. It's just awful.
And this is the worst part of the whole opening.
Yes.
This part is gross and disgusting. The rest of it's just, you're right, it's insipid, and there's no point to it.
It would have made points. It would have only been useful if she was pregnant by the time the thing happens later on. Okay, he got the fetus of Batman's kid. Sure, that would have made point. But
even then, I would argue that's even worse because it's still about Batman at that point.
Yes, but I guess him taking photos of that and showing it to hey, Gordon, got your grandkid. Okay, it's an extra way to break down.
Right,
it's a way to tie it all together. So it would have helped a little bit. Still sucks.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna get to when we get to the actual event of this thing. I'm gonna explain the whole backstory of it.
Yeah,
and it's just and the disgustingness behind how they felt about female characters back then.
Yeah,
But the reason why this happened, why Barbara Gordon sleeps with Batman, is because Bruce Timm, the guy behind the animated series, and we've seen it throughout the animated series, really likes the relationship between Batgirl and Batman for some reason. I don't know why. It's gross there. It's even grosser here, and I don't understand his obsession with it, and it just ruins it even ruins a bad story, you know what I mean?
Yes. It just gives everything about this a bad name. The comic guys, right, guys? Of course those two. It brings anime into this. Makes us look bad now.
And this is his Bruce Timm's kind of excuse for it, why he did it. He says, we were aware that it's a little risky. There's definitely some stuff in that first part of the movie that's going to be controversial. Here's where we came down to that specific issue. It was really important to us to show that both of the characters were making pretty big mistakes.
No.
I mean, and then he says, this is his words here. I mean, his parental skills aren't that great.
Stop. That's terrible.
Maybe never having had any kids of his own, he doesn't realize that if you tell a kid not to do something, they're not going to want to do it even more. And then she makes some mistakes, and then he kind of overreacts to her mistakes, and then she overreacts to his overreaction. So it's very human. It's a very understandable story.
It just sounds like he's admitting what he's done. This is terrible.
It's tricky because it's messy, because relationships are sometimes messy. But to me and Alan and Brian, it's all very fascinating to us to explore that angle. No, it's gross and it's disgusting.
It's it would have made more sense, still just disgusting, if he was Robin, right? It's the same logic, but it's
right, exactly. And here's the thing: it's not like she met a much older man, and that's a stranger, and they were together. That's not the same thing. He's actively mentoring her. He's kind of like her, at least a niece. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's gross.
Yeah, there's nothing charming or interesting or about this. It's like, oh, gross.
No, that's why in the
Again.
comics it's always that's why in the comics Barbara Gordon's love interest has always been Dick Grayson
Yes.
or Starfire or someone his age. You know what I mean?
Yes, someone not this.
Like, yeah, no, it's Batman and Barbara Gordon is gross. It just is because of not just the father kind of daughter relationship they have, but also from just a power dynamics angle.
Everything about it. Yeah. But it's someone's kink, and I guess he had to like serve it to people that like that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people just love their ships. That's what it's called, right? When they like a couple together, they ship them or something.
What?
Isn't that what it's called when you like two fictional characters in a romance together? You ship them.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I know.
I think that's what it's called.
I don't know. I don't know that term for. I don't know anime term like that.
That's not an anime thing. I think that's just
what I mean. Like I don't know cartoon sexualization terms.
It's not a cartoon thing. It's like when you like two characters in a relationship, you kind of, even if they're not showing that on screen, I think you ship them to put them together.
I don't know fantasy.
It's like even like what like just any kind of show. Like you say you like Ahsoka with Luke for some reason.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of person. It's not my kink, so I don't know the term.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think that's what it's called.
It probably is. It's just that's one of the kinks I will side eye. Like guys, no.
I'm trying to use the kids lingo here.
I know the word simp, but you're not going for that.
No, that's not what that is. I'm pretty sure it's called ship because it's based off relationship.
You can Google it. I'm not putting that on my phone.
What, the word shipping?
I don't want the definition and get targeted, whatever that is, on my phone.
If I put what is the definition of ship, they're just going to give me a boat.
Yeah, maybe. Or what's the urban? Go to Urban Dictionary and type that word in. Urban Dictionary.
What is shipping? I'm going to put what is shipping. No, see, all right. Tell me what shipping dates are.
No, type in Urban Dictionary shipping.
Urban Dictionary. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go say some foul shit.
Let's see. Nope. I don't know why Space Squid came up when I put in that. Ship. Okay. Ship. Usually two people when you ship, meaning that you either want them to become an item, want them to kiss or enter into a romantic or sexual relationship.
Okay, so you're right.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Something else to work.
Can you apply that to like real people? Or is it just can you apply that to real people? Like, oh, I want to see Brad Pitt and Angelina get back together or whatever or if they're together. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Is that just I
don't see why he wouldn't be able. It doesn't say fictional.
Or wait,
it just said two people.
I'm trying to think of younger people. It's for the young or young. Okay, Zendaya and Tom Holland. I want to see them ship. Did I use that term right?
I think you ship them is the.
That's so stupid.
It is stupid.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyway. So there's this bad guy that Barbara's gonna stop who's obsessed with her. Batman's telling her she can't be on the case anymore because of that reason, and then all the shenanigan happens, and in the end they stop her and she gives up the Batgirl suit back to Batman because she quits being Batgirl for a week, and then we get into the actual story.
I could definitely agree with you guys. Like everyone who's complaining about the first 20 minutes, it is trash. It is awful. I just feel like it's on par with most other of the shit I've seen in this series of movies.
Sure,
but from the fanboy standpoint, you guys are completely correct. Like this is like, why add this if you're not going to do anything with her? I would definitely agree with you guys.
But even though it is as bad as that, doesn't excuse it. Like, it doesn't excuse those other movies from being bad either.
Yeah, but I never bitched about those first acts. Usually, it's just like, okay, it's just shitty animated movie.
I did. I complained every single time.
That's fine. You should. It's like, okay, it's on par with the other ones for me. It's like, I don't care. If I was connected to her as you guys were, I'd be livid as well. Like you guys.
Well, and then there is a caveat to all this. I do have a bias because Barbara Gordon and Batgirl is one of my favorite characters.
Yes, and that should be like I'm not discrediting that at all. That's a very valid criticism, and I don't hold it, so I can't be on that side. But everyone's complaining about it because at this point, like, why do we see all this? It has nothing for us in the story. You didn't make her likable, so it's like, why do that?
No, in fact, you kind of made her like, okay, good, she's gonna get shot.
Yes, put her in her place. Hope she learns from this at least. Like, it makes you want to like kind of root, like, yeah. So, like, you didn't help the story at all.
All right. Now that that garbage is out of the way, let's get to the Killing Joke story.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's a little bit more to the prologue that actually sets up more of the story for it, which I actually didn't mind of it. Harvey Bullock shows Batman a bunch of corpses that they found that were Jokerized, and that leads him to go to Arkham Asylum instead of him just starting at Arkham Asylum because he's going to talk to the Joker. So he goes in there, and pretty much the premise of this is he wants to talk to the Joker and at least put in an effort to talk to him to try and get him to stop, essentially. He wants to reach out his hand and try and get an offer in hand, and before they kill, one of them kills each other, so that he can at least say when that happens, he at least tried, which, it's a very reasonable thing.
I didn't like this. Just
Why?
because it was, again, my anti-Batman shit is like, these officers are letting these guys talk about not killing each other. Like, I just felt like, why are the cops letting this happen? I'm going to kill you one day. I was like, the f***? He's in a police place saying this with cops outside the door. That should be that's an offense, right?
Like, I get where you're coming from, but there's two things. There is, when you tackle, especially DC and Marvel, a suspension of disbelief that you have to put into this. And then there's also the fact that if you have read Batman comics, especially like I have, and I have a whole podcast dedicated to just reviewing nothing but Batman comics, but if you've been reading them since the beginning, you know that the Gotham PD suck at their job. They are the most incompetent, worthless police force that ever existed, and they would fall apart without Batman.
I know. But Commissioner Gordon is out there as he's saying this. Is like,
Commissioner Gordon is his best friend.
This man is saying, and I get he's trying to get the olive branch thing. I get it. Hey, I don't want to kill you, but you're going to make me kill you one day. I get it. But, like, you can't say that around cops, right? While they're on duty and while you're being a vigilante. Like, you can't do that. So I was like,
if you're...
it was just be like, this is some bullshit.
I mean, if you want to go back in history and how they forced confessions out of the people and what they did to those people, it's not unfeasible to think that...
I know. I know. It's just like, it just pulled me out. Like, this is horseshit.
But if you take that out of it, him not wanting to kill him and him not wanting him to kill him.
I'm sorry. You continue, but I'm at the scene where this is even more up. Now thinking about it, I'm at the scene where Commissioner Gordon is making a scrapbook of Batman beating people up. It's like, that's up, right? I don't want the commissioner having a vigilante book of him beating up insane people. Like, what's going on here? What world is this?
Well, see, I'll get to that in a moment. But where was I? Oh, yeah. So he's trying to talk to the Joker. He's trying to talk to the Joker and trying to convince him to, like, stand down, essentially. Stop being the Joker. And then he grabs his hand and he realizes, wait, that's makeup. Joker doesn't need to wear makeup, and it's not the Joker. The Joker had who knows escaped when. And then we cut over to the I'm going a little more in depth in this because there's certain things I'm going to talk about in certain scenes.
Yeah.
We cut over to Joker in an abandoned carnival talking to the owner of this abandoned carnival. He's going to sell it to him, essentially. And then Joker reveals to him by the end that he had already bought the carnival, and then he kills the guy. There has never been a character in a story that deserved to die more than this carnival owner.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm going to explain to you in one sentence why. He was alone in the abandoned carnival with the Joker.
So,
if you're stupid enough to be alone in an abandoned carnival with the Joker,
that's up, TJ.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't be there. You know he's going to kill you. You should not be alone with the Joker, period. Especially in an abandoned carnival.
He's doing a business transaction.
With the Joker?
Yeah.
This is not, like, brand new Joker. This is Joker who's been in an Arkham Asylum who's fought Batman for years and years. He's known for killing people.
Yes, because the Joker's been retired and been gone for a while, right?
No.
He was in Arkham for how long, though? Allegedly.
Not long.
A year?
Because I think not even. I don't think so. Because I think right after this story, not too long after the story, he becomes a, what's it called? A delegate for, like, one of the Middle East countries.
Nice. Well, I thought the Joker was in there for a while. But, so maybe the guy just moved there, tried to put his hand in real estate, and was like, you seem like a nice guy. You got clown makeup on. It's a circus. Yeah, you want it?
No.
Maybe that's the case. Who knows? Maybe he just moved in, trying to be a real estate guy. Maybe
everybody
inherited.
Nope. There's no excuse. No. Everybody knows who the Joker. The Joker is known worldwide.
No.
Yes, he is.
Nah.
Yes, he is.
Nah.
Joker is, like, world famous. He's as famous as any serial killer.
Nah.
Like, I just told you. And, like, a few months from now, he becomes a delegate from, like, Saudi Arabia or something.
He works his way up to there, yeah. Right now, he's still doing street crime shit.
No. No.
Sure, you're right.
Anyway, so yeah, and then from there we cut back into the most recognized version of the Joker's origin. However, even in this story, it's not recognized as his origin, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So he's allegedly a failed comedian who lives in a shitty apartment with his pregnant wife, Jeannie, and they talk and stuff like that. Well, that's fine. Cut back to present day, and Barbara's with her dad, who is scrapbooking. This is how you know it's an 80s story, because he's scrapbooking. So apparently he does this a lot. He's not just scrapbooking and Batman stuff, because he apparently has one of Catwoman too.
Weird. Makes sense, I guess.
And then they get a knock on the door. Barbara opens it. Joker is behind the door. He shoots her in the spine. And did you notice this part? He shot her from the door, and she shot her so hard she flew like 15 feet back to crash through that table.
Yeah, man, it's classic old 80s shit.
I noticed it big time in the movie, because you can't really see that in the panels thing.
Yeah.
Just how far it was. But yeah, so he shoots her to beat up Gordon, and then he starts to take her shirt off, and then we cut away to the Batcave where he's trying to figure out stuff. Essentially, he finds out that she was shot, and he goes to the hospital, and she's like, and she tells him, the Joker's different now. What?
He raped me.
His eyes. All right, so that's a good segue into what happened, like why all this happened and stuff like that. But my first question is I'm actually curious what your opinion is on this. Do you think he actually did rape her?
No, not at all.
Okay, because that's one of the big things people thought about coming out of the story. Why this guy? Because that he did do that.
Unless I can see how they could think that. It's just me knowing who, like me, my thoughts and my impression of the Joker is like he wouldn't rape someone. He would probably do bad things to him, but I don't think he would rape someone. But maybe he would. Who the knows? But I don't think he did in this.
Like when I first watched it, I did think that.
Yeah.
Because this was so hyped to me that this is the worst thing he does. Yeah. So of course, he's going to do that too. But like rewatching it and re-examining it and thinking about the Joker, it's not in character.
No. Well, see, also neither was Barbara Batman's in character. So like, as the writers would go, maybe they were like, he definitely raped her. But us being like, that's not the Joker, so he didn't. But maybe the characters, maybe the people who wrote this are like trying to insinuate he did rape her.
No, I don't think so. Not even, because even back this, like, you don't get that feel in the graphic novel. You might get that from the garbage 30 minutes that they added.
That's what I'm saying.
This.
Yeah. These writers, not the OG writers. I'm saying these movie writers.
Yeah, but this is a thing I've thought from even back when it was just the graphic novel.
Okay.
So like people were like, oh yeah, he did all this to her, and I was just like, it doesn't make sense that he would do it, because where's the joke in that?
There's no joke in that.
You know what I mean? So like stripping her down naked and like taking pictures of her, embarrassing her, and showing those pictures to her dad. There's a joke in that in a twisted way. You know what I mean? You can see it.
But also, I guess, it's terrible belittling her and all that shit. But I guess also, like later on when Batman's investigating the prostitutes, is like, yeah, he always visits us when he breaks out. Not this time. So maybe that could be like, oh, he instead of visited Barbara and raped her instead of it's like maybe that could be the connection. Like,
yeah, but I think that was just like
a red flag, red herring.
Not even a red herring. I think that was just added because of the 80s culture thing. Everything's got to be like, ooh, sexualized and stuff like that. And I even think that's out of character, him going to see a prostitute.
So do I. Yeah, I don't see him doing that.
No. I mean, sure, he had Harley and stuff, and I'm not saying he's sexless, but like, it just doesn't seem like a top priority for the Joker.
Not at all.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even putting it past it.
Yeah.
If it would further his goals and there was some kind of joke in it, he would definitely do it. It just doesn't make sense in this
I think
context.
if he did do it, he would have filmed it and or taken pictures of it happening. You're not going to just leave it up to your illusion. Like,
right.
He would have definitely left some kind of mark or like, hey, Commissioner, look at this sex tape. Like, oh, it's horrific. That's sad.
Right.
But just to like take photos, like, no. He would have had some kind of. He would have made her have a baby or something like that. He would have made sure it would have been like, now you're raising my bastard or some shit like that.
Yeah, it would have been something more to it.
Not just I'm going to rape you now. No.
Yeah, because there's no like. What does he get out of that? You know what I mean?
Nothing at all.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to see if we were on the same page. Now let me get into like the backstory of this kind of thing.
That being said, though, what I just said there, I think would have been better for the story. That's all I'm saying. That would have been the killing joke. Like, hey, you got my grandchild. He's my kid, my bastard. Not saying I want to see that, but that made the movie like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
For me, that'd be like the oh wow moment. Like, oh god.
I think sure for you, but I think again, taking out that first 30 minutes here, and this is the first time you see Barbara Gordon, and then that happens, and then she's not involved in the story at all again after that. That is just like super frigid almost.
Yeah, it's like, oh, who's that character? Oh, don't care.
Yeah,
she's just there to get brutalized.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the problem with this original story in and of itself. Like, this story definitely fridges Barbara Gordon. Like, it doesn't care about her. The story is not about her pain, her trauma, or anything else. She gets shot, and it's just motivation for Batman to go and stop the Joker. It's about about motivation for Jim Gordon to not go insane. Yes. This has no bearing on the story. And the backstory behind it is when they went for permission to do this, apparently, like, the producer said, I'm quoting from memory here, he's like, I don't care, kill the bitch. So that's how they felt. That's how they felt about female characters.
Maybe it wasn't a female thing. Maybe it was just like, it's a character we don't have any care for, so just kill her.
Nope, because she was a major part of the Batman story at that time. Even before then, she was a big character. Oh. They just did not care about female characters. They were like, they're just there to get killed off. Who cares? Do what you want.
That's how they feel about females in general, right?
I mean, at least back then. TJ. I mean, some people do these days, sure.
They're there for making babies, keep the bloodline going and dying. That's about it.
But my point is, it was more acceptable back then.
Back then, yeah.
Like, as far as you can put that in a story, you know what I mean? You won't see that story today.
You will, but it will be called out. But it will get greenlit to the point where like, why are we doing this?
It would be put aside as right-wing propaganda.
I'm not saying whose propaganda it would be.
Don't do bullshit. Even if it's from a left perspective, it'd be categorized as right-wing propaganda.
For sure. For sure. If somehow that story got through to the final stage, people are
fairly or unfairly.
What's up?
Fairly or unfairly, it would be. It would be. But yeah. Also, another thing. This was just supposed to be a graphic novel. Yeah. This isn't supposed to be in canon. This was supposed to be a side story, but it got so prolific that they canonized some of it. Wow. But like the writers behind this had no intention of rehabbing Barbara Gordon. That was other writers who really loved the character that turned her into the Oracle character and made her something what she is today, who has popular as she is today. But these writers did not give a shit about Barbara Gordon at all.
Well, they like Batman and Joker.
I mean,
I think it's still pretty relevant too nowadays. If you ask the average person about the Batman family and lore, Barbara ain't coming up in the top 3.
It depends. I think if you're just asking someone who isn't,
if you go to Comic-Con, sure, they're going to say, "Oh, Barbara." But if you just ask a person, "Oh, we got Batman, you got Robin, and Joker."
Well, honestly, Barbara probably wouldn't come up as much as maybe Cassandra Cain, as just Batgirl in general would probably come up. But like if a fan of this series would definitely might bring her up as one of their favorites or something like that. But if you're just asking a casual, it's Batman, Robin, Joker.
So I don't think the sentiment has changed. Like if she was still like, if the movies were to come out now live action, they'd probably do the same thing to her. Like, just kill her.
Although thinking about it, I'm just kind of thinking of popular media of Batman right now. Like maybe Riddler would come up.
The main Riddler, Joker, Batman, Robin, maybe Bane.
Maybe Penguin.
I don't think Mr. Freeze will come up.
No,
Harley maybe.
Harley
depends. It depends.
It depends. Yeah, it depends if they watch the animated series or not.
But not many people will go deep diving into the Batman.
Right.
No one's saying
like, I'll be honest with you, Bruce Wayne Batman's not even like in my top 5.
Oh, of course.
As far as the Bat family goes. Damien's not in there either. No. There's characters you don't know about that they're in my top 5.
Stop. Let's get back to the story.
Why? You don't want to edit a 2-hour podcast? It's too bad that you did this. So, anyway, let's get back to the story. So yeah, from here, honestly, nothing really much happens.
This is what I'm saying. I don't care about this movie. It's like he shoots her. It's paralyzed. That's the joke. Wow.
Well, no, that's not the joke at all.
What's the joke? What's the like?
Okay, so Batman. Well, hold on. I'm going to do Joker's origin all in one shot here because it's not really important not important to it. So, like I said, I already said he is a comedian and stuff, and then these two gangsters come in, and it's like, you used to work at Dace Chemical. We need you to lead us through the chemical plant so that we can rob the playing card store next door. This is a problem I have with the 40s comics. All these bad guys are robbing weird things, like the library, and like this one time they robbed the chewing gum factory. I don't know why they're robbing the playing card store next door. Is there really enough money in the playing card store next door that they need to go through all this?
Well, you get the playing cards, you mark them, you make them fake and bad. You give them to the casinos, and you win money that way. TJ?
You can go to a store and buy a pack of playing cards for $1 and do the same thing.
Steal it and lose no money that way.
And the motivations in this are stupid, is all I'm saying. Anyway, so they're planning with they don't give him a name in this, do they?
What?
They don't give the Joker character a name in the backstory. No. We're gonna go with Jack because I think that's the canonical name of it. Jack. So they're like saying, you're gonna take us through this, and he's kind of doing it because he doesn't want to be poor anymore, and he's a found comedian, and so forth. So
like, I need money now.
And as they're talking about this, the cops come in and take Jack aside, and they're like, "Hey, your wife died by accident trying to test a baby formula heater, I think it was.
Bullshit.
Yeah, whatever. And so now he doesn't want to do it because his wife's dead. Why would he bother? He doesn't need to do it anymore. But they're like, no, you're doing this. And so the plan is
sorry,
they're putting...
his reaction to his wife's death is underwhelming. It's like, oh, my wife's dead. That's it. I'd be distraught. I'd be like, just done with life. I'd be like, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, I think there's a reason for it, and I'll get to it in a bit.
I would have killed myself. That's all I'm saying. There's no way I would have believed. Like, my wife and my upcoming baby's dead. What am I doing now? What do I gotta live for? Hey guys, don't kill yourself. Go see help.
Anyway, so the plan is the bad guys are gonna make Jack wear this red hood, and for anonymity sake, because he's the most important thing. This is actually taken from like a 1950s story, which is like it's loosely based on it, which is kind of interesting, but that's not what's said. So he puts on this red hood. He goes in. The bad guys get brutally murdered by the guards. Before they can shoot the Red Hood, Batman shows up. He says he's gonna, and then Batman chases him. He falls off of a thing and into a vat of acid, comes out, and he becomes the Joker. That's his origin from there. Back at the carnival, Joker they strip Gordon naked. They put him on a carnival ride. They sing a very bad song.
That part threw me out too. Like, we're trying to go grimdark. Why is there a musical number in this?
To be fair, it is in the
I don't care.
graphic novel too, but it doesn't come off. It comes off
maniacal.
More maniacal, yeah, in that.
No,
because you're doing it in your head.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And this, it doesn't come out. Maybe it's because Mark Hamill just can't sing.
And no, that's not. I think it goes back to the animation style and just like.
And yes,
is it what we're going for, guys?
Right. It feels like something out of the animated series, and it just doesn't fit well here.
Like this. You know what? If this movie was redone in the sense of the newest Batman movie, just that dark, overly dark, serious tone, like, okay, I get it. This is a good story now. But since it was done in this childlike, not a serious tone, like, I don't care.
But like, and so he does his dance, and after the dance, he shows pictures of Barbara, the pictures he took of Barbara to Gordon as he's going through. And by the end of it, he thinks he succeeded. So this is the killing joke right here. It's that anybody, if they have a bad enough day, will go insane. Yeah. That is the killing joke. And that's what Joker believes because that's what happened to him. It's not that he paralyzed. It's just he was giving Gordon the worst day of his life so he would go insane. And at this point, he thinks he does. And so Batman shows up and beats up the carnival people and because he's got carnival people as henchmen, because of course he does. And then he goes to Gordon. Gordon says, "Get him by the book." Because of course he didn't, right? Because it's a Batman story. Yeah. And then Batman chases the Joker through the fun house. And this is where he says about his backstory. Like, sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes I remember another way. And this is the famous quote that this is where this came from. But if you're going to have a pass, I'd rather mine be multiple choice.
That's great.
So that whole origin that we get is kind of just memories in his head that may or may not be real. That's why I think it was over exaggerated in some spaces. Like you don't see it in this one, but in the graphic novel when they're eating the crabs, there's just panels of them just breaking the crabs apart and just showing the noises and graphically eating these
Oh, wow.
crabs. Yeah, so it's like, and the crabs are like red while the rest of the story is in black and
Oh,
white.
wow.
So it's like they stand out. So that's why I kind of think that, I think these are just the disjointed memories of the Joker, or maybe like a paranoid illusion of what he thinks his past would be, or at least one of the multiple versions of the
Okay.
past. So that's why I think it's a little underwhelming, and I think it's meant to be, because I don't think it's supposed to be completely 100% factual.
That's fair.
And anyway, Batman fights Joker through the thing, and then he tackles him outside. Joker goes to shoot him, and it's a fake gun. It's a prop gun. And so, like, when this is happening, again, Batman right here has the conversation with the Joker about, you know, not wanting to kill him and stuff like that. And I think it's actually done better in the graphic novel, because in the graphic novel, they show that conversation in narration while this is happening. So, like, when I imagine it in this, I imagine these two fighting and about to kill each other while Batman's narrating it from the beginning of the movie. Like, you're having that voiceover, like him conversation. We're going to kill each other. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and I think that would have been much better than him just talking. And then, but like, there's no bullets in the gun, and he gets up, and then they end with Joker telling Batman a joke. Not a very good joke, but it's a joke nonetheless.
And they both laugh.
And then they both laugh, and Batman puts his hand on the Joker's shoulder, and it just ends.
Yes.
Like, and it would be a good ending like that if you didn't have the context that he just shot Barbara and paralyzed her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was just like, if it wasn't this horrific thing didn't happen, and maybe he just kidnapped Gordon and just tried to make him go crazy, and here, this would make more sense. But like, he just did one of the most horrible things he's ever done. And here's another theory that was thrown out there. Some people theorized at the end that when he was laughing, he actually choked the Joker to death and killed him there.
I didn't see it like that.
No, obviously that's not true. And obviously this became partial canon.
My theory is he sees how broken the Joker is and how unfixable the guy is. It was to me, he overlapped in it, but I figured like he was just like a sympathetic, like, oh, this guy's gone. Like,
yeah, and he just laughed. Yeah, and that's fine to have do that, right? But it's like I said, it kind of is taken away because of what
they should have done a more subtle
did.
laugh, like, oh, this guy's gone,
or not just have him brutalize Barbara.
Yeah, that's it. Either way, it's just
It's like there's a strong story here.
There is.
It's in it. It's in there. It's just held back by like the misogynism.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I would just say, like,
just the misogynism in the writing, not in the actual. Like, you could tell that the people in here did not care about Barbara at all.
How would you make it not misogynistic then and make it good?
Well, I don't think you need to shoot Barbara at all. Why is she here?
I think
why is she here?
Fine.
If she's gonna be here, she needs to somehow get back in this story. Somehow, and either overcome somehow and get some kind of revenge, or at least something, overcome like show some kind of acceptance in her like paralyzation or something. So it's got to come back to her. The story needs to be about her if this is going to happen.
I can agree with that. Yes, I can agree with that. So then, how would you give Gordon a bad day?
Well, if you're going to. There's two ways you can actually do it. If you're going to put Barbara in it and you want this thing to happen, you don't paralyze her, you kill her.
I don't think you kill her.
But if you're going to do it this way, just paralyzing her and not making it infringing her that way, at least if she's dead, she can't come back. You know what I mean? If you're going to tell it this way, that's how you do it. And I disagree wholeheartedly with that. But if that's what you're going to do,
you give her the Joker baby.
No, I actually disagree at all.
You let her live and just make her have the baby.
No, because like she could just abort that baby. You know what I mean? Would she?
I don't know the character enough, so like I don't know how strong a female is, or
she is more liberal.
Especially after let's say we keep her Batman in it, and then the Joker impregnates her by not even just her, but like he impregnates her by like test tube baby or whatever. He just puts his own semen into her, and so now the audience might not know whose baby that is, but she's like, will she keep the baby, knowing like definitely the Batman sperm's in her, but maybe she doesn't know about Joker sperm. Maybe she does. Maybe he does tell Gordon that.
So we're on the predication that she sleeps with Batman.
That's why we keep that dumb shit in.
No. See, I'm the opinion we don't keep that in at all. That's garbage. It has nothing to do with the story.
Terrible, but I think it's if we're gonna make this a dark, my version, we're making this dark, and we're having that dumb sex scene in it. Sure, we're having some baby shit in it too to justify that.
What
sex
you
scene.
do? There's no justifying that sex.
That's
scene.
how I justify that dumb sex scene.
There's no justification to it. It's garbage.
It's awful. It is truly awful.
To all you really need to do to have Gordon have a bad day to that point is make him think that things are happening. You know what I mean? You just make him think that these bad things are happening to break him that way. You don't need to actually do them.
Yeah, but Joker likes hurting people too, though.
Right. If you were going to put it the Joker way, honestly, you just have him like, I don't know. I would have to really think about it.
And think about it all you want, but I truly think her being now, I would definitely give the argument that the first 30 minutes, if you add the first 30 minutes like they added, you make her strong, you make her better, you make her do the thing, you make her a better developed character. You could definitely paralyze her where he did that, and then like you said, definitely bring her back somehow to the third act, and we're like, she doesn't stop Joker, but she can like help get her dad back to consciousness, or like, hey dad, things could be okay, snap out of it. That could be her thing.
Well, here's my problem though, because the Killing Joke isn't about Barbara Gordon.
No, it's about him.
So why even put her in the story?
She's the victim. It could be his son then, for all you care. Would it be as bad then for you?
Well, his son is a serial killer.
I'm upset, but I'm saying, let's say his son was a good kid and then he got fridged. Would you be upset too, or is it just because you're upset because she's a girl?
No, but why would he be there?
I'm saying,
Why would the son be there, though?
I'm saying, instead of this being Barbara's bullshit, let's say it was the son instead of her.
And the son got paralyzed? Yes. No, why? Why is he being paralyzed?
Give Gordon the bad day.
No, I don't think that's necessary. I don't think the whole act, no matter whose kid it is.
Why not?
It's because it just doesn't make sense, because
it's not make sense, though. Like, oh, you're that person's father? I'm going to destroy your child, your thingy in front of you. That makes sense. That makes total sense. This thing that you're supposed to love a lot, I'm going to ruin it in front of you. The way my thing was ruined in front of me. Why my weapon, like, that makes sense.
If we're looking at it just from a pure story perspective, sure.
Yes.
I guess I am being clouded by the pure...
Yeah, that's fine.
Motivations of the writers behind it. That is true. But if you're looking at it from a pure story standpoint, sure, yeah, it does make sense that you would do this. But it's just not written. It's not written to its full conclusion.
Yes, this movie has a lot of potential to be fantastic and phenomenal. The story has that potential, but it has not been that at all. I think it does have a building blocks for all the greatness of a like, wow, that's a story. But I didn't feel dirty. I didn't feel awakened or like angry. I didn't feel anything. I was like, okay. I just felt disappointed, let down.
Well, coming out of that first 30 minutes, I was angry. Like, literally, I was angry. And, like, it never quite boiled down either. So, it's like, even though I feel like when it gets to the Killing Joke story, it's fine because it's adapted. The story parts are adapted well. I mean, they add all the added dialogue that's not from the story is garbage. Yeah. Like, the stupid jokes and stuff they added, you can tell what is from the original story and what's not, essentially. And then the animation style, it doesn't fit and it's too toned down. Yes. So, like, but the adaptation of the story itself is almost beat by beat. So it kind of works and it's fine. But fine doesn't justify the angerness that I had coming into it.
That's completely fair. And I don't think I can like get you out of that angerness. Like it's a bad movie.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. I was I almost considered not watching the movie.
Wow, TJ.
I almost considered because like I said, I had literally just edited this thing, so I know the story, and I am still angry about the first 30 minutes, so I know how it played out. So I really didn't want to watch it again. I was like, I know I'm not going to like it, and I didn't come out of it liking it. So it was like...
The positive to it, it's a short movie.
Oh, there is an after credit scene where we... yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was, yeah. You're right.
Where they show Barbara as Oracle, and she's in her wheelchair, and she goes in the back and starts up the computers. I guess that's set up for the next movies that we're going to get.
Probably.
Yeah. So Oracle is going to be in it, which I would say cool, but these writers are terrible, and I can't wait till they change them over.
In due time, TJ.
But yeah,
I think that
was the Killing Joke.
A lot of potential to be amazing, just a trash execution.
I do recommend the graphic novel.
I'm good.
Well, I'm not recommending it to you. I'm recommending it to them.
Fair. So, what are you giving this trash file? Trash.
I reviewed the movie. That means you go first.
Ooh, how much did I hate this movie? Was at a 5 going in. Once I get talked up. It's just a disappointing, boring movie. Didn't give me anything. thing, I'm not angry like TJ, so maybe a 4. I didn't hate it. I didn't despise it. I was just bored. Disgusted at times. Nothing positive from this movie. Animation style didn't fit this. 3. A 4. 3. I couldn't recommend this to anybody. It's like, yeah, go watch it. It's good. It's entertaining. I give it a 3 out of 10.
Is that what you landed on? I so badly want to give it a 1.
I'm giving it a 3 just so because I'm not as angry as you, so I can't give it a 2 as well or a 1 because we're not on the same level. But I'm trying to give you space to breathe of your anger, so that's why I'm giving it a 3. But continue.
I want to give it a 1, but I think I have to give it a 2 because, like I said, I think when they actually get to the kill and joke story part of it, I think it's competently done.
Fair,
but though that's it.
That's it.
And this is a story that I really like, too. Like, I actually really do like the graphic novel. I have problems with it. I would probably give the graphic novel a 6 or a 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't, but this movie is just, that first 30 minutes lost 4 points on its own.
It's like you said, it doesn't add anything.
Right, and then, like, the animation loses a point, you know what I mean? And it's just, like, the tone doesn't fit properly. So, yeah, I think I have... begrudgingly a 2, I want to give it a 1.
I give it a 1.
No, I don't think I'm as angry at it as I was Wonder Woman.
That's fair. Wow, really? Because you were really on that misogynist wave about this movie. Like, this movie's very sexist and awful. And that Wonder Woman movie only had like a second of misogyny. This one was just glorified misogyny from beginning to end.
That Wonder Woman movie destroyed the character.
Yeah, for like the last 20,
doesn't matter. You can say what you want that they fridged Barbara Gordon. Whatever. And I kind of write off the first 30 minutes as just fan fiction. So it's not even.
That's not. I don't think that's fair.
I think it's fair because no one considers that canon.
Yeah, anyway. But like you have to go off what
it's fan fiction.
Everything's fan fiction, TJ.
No, this is pure fan fiction because it's just some guy who wanted Batman and sleep with Batgirl. It's official though,
isn't it?
No.
No, I think that's not fair. I think we saw a thing.
This is
and even this is fan fiction, we still reviewed a proper movie for the proper part. I think like that Wonder Woman movie was bad, very bad. But that last that misogyny was like in the last 15 minutes of it.
Look, feel free to bring down your score.
I don't give a shit about that movie nor this movie enough to.
So don't argue about my score.
I think you did it. I think you're not as. I think you're being more lenient to this for some reason. I think this misogyny. If you're going off misogyny alone, you're more angry about it in this movie than you were with the Wonder Woman movie.
All right. Well, here's the thing: the misogyny in the Wonder Woman stuff was bad, but so was the story.
Yeah, this one story was bad too.
No, I actually think the core of this story is fine.
Crazy.
Like the whole one bad thing day thing. I think there's something there. There's something.
There's something there, but that is not here.
But there was nothing there with that Wonder Woman.
I don't remember it, so you're probably right.
There was nothing there fair. At all.
Sure.
That's so like there's good bones to this at least.
But it's just. Like there could be good bones to a house. I'm not going to live in it. There's no exterior to it. Like
I'm not giving it a 5.
No, but I don't know. I feel like you're being nice to this movie. That's all. I think you're being nice to it because you like the source material too much. Like, but if you're just rating this movie alone, I think TJ would have gave this a 1 personally. But.
I literally have done nothing but torn this movie apart.
But you still gave it a 2. There's no way it's a 2 for you. I don't think that's fair.
I think there's a 2 because, like I said, I do like the kill and joke part of this story.
Okay.
I think it was fine. I think I had problems with the Barbara Gordon stuff, but the Batman and Joker stuff I thought was fine.
I thought the Gordon right there. If you like anything about the movie, I think it'd be like a 0.
No, because we don't give zeros on this show, but we don't. So the lowest you can get is a 1. So if you do anything right, you get 1 point.
Yeah, so it's a 1.
So you go from a 1 to a 2. God. The lowest we give is a 1.
Yeah, okay, I guess sure. I just feel like you're being somewhat nice because you like the source material. That's all I'm saying.
No.
The bones is the source materials.
If I was being nice to it, I'd be giving it a 3.
Anyways, say the thing.
No, we did it. It's done.